In the silent depths of the soul's eternal voyage, there lies an intricate web woven through countless lifetimes, secrets encoded within the very fabric of the Akashic Records, waiting to be uncovered. The teachings of Edgar Cayce reveal that our perceptions of heaven, hell, and states of consciousness are but reflections of our inner journey, shaped by karma and the choices we make along the way. Beneath the illusion of duality, true spiritual realms are states of awareness, not distant places, and within us all resides the seed of the Christ consciousness, a divine awakening that binds us to the infinite. Today the veils are lifting and the truth of our spiritual essence beckons, urging us to explore the profound mysteries that define our existence beyond the physical realm. As we venture deeper into the sacred corridors of understanding, it is essential to recognize that the soul's journey is eternal, woven into the very fabric of the divine tapestry that spans across countless incarnations. The readings of Edgar Cayce reveal that this journey is not a linear passage confined to a single lifetime, but a perpetual voyage through realms of experience, growth, and awakening, an odyssey that defines the very essence of our spiritual evolution. The soul in its divine nature is an immortal spark of consciousness, seeking to reclaim its divine origin through a series of incarnations. Each lifetime serves as a chapter, a vital lesson, a mirror reflecting the progress of the soul's quest for harmony and enlightenment. As the soul incarnates into various physical forms, through different cultures, eras, and circumstances, it accumulates karmic residues, imprints of actions, thoughts, and intentions that influence its current state of consciousness. These residues encode the soul's history, inscribed within the Akashic Records, a cosmic library of infinite knowledge. Within these records lie the secrets of our past lives, revealing how each experience shapes our understanding of heaven, hell, and the spectrum of consciousness. The journey through multiple incarnations allows the soul to traverse the dualities of existence, light and shadow, love and fear, harmony and discord. Cayce's readings emphasize that what we perceive as heaven or hell are not distant external realms, but states of consciousness that evolve as the soul progresses. When the soul is aligned with higher virtues and divine love, it awakens to higher states of awareness, perceiving heaven not as a distant place, but as an expanded consciousness where unity, peace, and divine harmony reign. Conversely, when ignorance, attachment, and unresolved karma dominate, the soul may find itself immersed in lower states, akin to what many perceive as hell, marked by confusion, remorse, and separation from the divine. The soul's understanding of these states is thus a reflection of its internal condition, an echo of the choices made in previous lives. Cayce's insights reveal that the soul is continually seeking balance. It is drawn toward higher vibrations, striving to shed the burdens of karma that obscure its divine essence. This process of purification and awakening is ongoing, and each incarnation offers an opportunity, a sacred phase in the soul's ascent toward the consciousness of Christ, the divine within. In exploring how the soul's journey shapes its understanding of consciousness, Cayce's readings illuminate the significance of karma as a teacher, guiding the soul back toward unity with its divine source. The lessons learned in each life serve to purify the soul's vibrations, aligning it more closely with the Christ consciousness, a divine spark that resides within every fragment of creation. As the soul accumulates wisdom through various experiences, it begins to recognize that the boundaries of heaven and hell are illusions born of dualistic perceptions, shadows cast by unresolved karma and limited understanding. Through the lens of the Akashic Records, we see that the true nature of heaven and hell is fluid, evolving states of consciousness that respond to the soul's level of awareness. When the soul chooses to transcend fear and embrace love, it activates higher vibrational states, illuminating its path with divine light. Conversely, when the soul clings to resentment, guilt, or ignorance, it remains trapped in lower vibrational states, experiencing the hells of its own making, manifestations of unresolved karma and unhealed wounds. The journey through multiple lifetimes also reveals that the soul's progression is a divine unfolding, a series of opportunities to embody more of its true divine nature. Cayce's teachings emphasize that each incarnation is a stepping stone, a necessary phase for the soul to develop qualities such as compassion, humility, and understanding. As the soul learns to integrate these virtues, its perception of reality shifts. It begins to see beyond the illusion of duality, recognizing that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that exist within, not outside. Moreover, Cayce's readings suggest that the soul's ultimate destiny is to attain a state of conscious unity with the divine, an awakening to the Christ consciousness that dwells within all creation. This awakening is the culmination of countless incarnations where the soul recognizes its divine origin and purpose. It is a return to the awareness that the separation perceived in physical existence is an illusion, a temporary veil that the soul sheds as it advances in consciousness. In the silent depths of the soul's journey, the understanding of heaven, hell, and states of consciousness becomes increasingly profound. Each lifetime, each challenge, and each act of love or fear are threads woven into the grand design of the soul's evolution. The readings reveal that the soul's purpose is not merely to escape the cycles of karma, but to transcend them, to awaken to its true nature as a divine spark, eternal and unchanging. As the veils lift and the truth unfolds before us, we are called to recognize that our current state of awareness is but a reflection of our past choices and future potentials. The soul, seeking harmony, moves through realms of experience, each a mirror of its inner condition. The divine within guides this journey, urging us to remember that the pursuit of love, compassion, and understanding is the path back home, to the source from which we all originate. In this sacred exploration, Cayce's revelations serve as a beacon, reminding us that the journey of the soul is eternal, and that within each of us resides the divine seed capable of awakening to higher consciousness. As we embrace our past, heal our karma, and seek the divine within, we align ourselves with the higher realms of awareness, where heaven and hell dissolve into the consciousness of unity, and the soul's eternal voyage reaches its divine destination. In the silent depths of the universe, where the boundaries between time and space dissolve into an infinite tapestry of divine consciousness, lie the sacred records of the Akashic field. These records, as revealed through the sacred teachings and the divine insights granted in the readings, are the living, breathing archive of the soul's eternal journey, past, present, and future, woven into a single luminous fabric. Understand, dear seeker, that the Akashic Records are not merely a collection of distant memories, but the very fabric of creation itself, a divine blueprint that reveals the true nature of spiritual realms beyond our limited physical perception. The soul's journey, as we have previously explored, is one of awakening, a pilgrimage through countless incarnations within the vast latticework of the Akashic Records. Here, in these cosmic archives, every thought, every deed, every lesson learned or neglected is recorded in vibrational signatures that echo through eternity. The records are accessible to those who seek with pure intent, for they are the divine library that holds the keys to understanding the soul's purpose and its ongoing quest for harmony and enlightenment. Nos registros está escrito a história de cada alma, uma narrativa que transcende as limitações do tempo linear. They reveal the intricate dance of karma, how actions in past lives create energetic imprints that influence current circumstances. But more profoundly, the records show that karma is not merely punishment or reward. It is the divine mechanism by which the soul seeks balance. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, navigates these lessons until it achieves equilibrium, until the light of higher consciousness begins to shine through the veils of illusion. The records also unveil the intricate relationship between the spiritual realms and physical existence. Beyond the physical universe, there are realms of consciousness, dimensions of light and love, where pure beings dwell in states of unity and divine harmony. These realms, often misunderstood or dismissed by materialistic perceptions, are the true nature of existence. They are the origins of the soul's divine spark, the source from which all life flows. In the records, the soul's connection to these higher realms is vividly documented, showing that the spiritual worlds are not distant or separate, but woven into the fabric of the universe, accessible through the awakening of consciousness. Nos registros encontra-se a clareza de que o universo é espelho das nossas próprias consciências. When the soul seeks understanding and alignment with its divine nature, it begins to perceive the interconnectedness of all things, The spiritual realms, therefore, are states of consciousness, vibrational frequencies that can be accessed through inner awakening, meditation, and divine grace. These states are not confined to some distant heaven or hell, but are experienced as realities within the mind and heart. As we delve into the depths of the Akashic Records, we come to realize that the true nature of heaven and hell is not external, but internal, states of consciousness that the soul creates through its beliefs, intentions, and vibrations. The records reveal that the realms of light and darkness are reflections of our own spiritual states. When the soul aligns with love, compassion, and forgiveness, it ascends into higher frequencies, states of pure unity with the divine. Conversely, when it dwells in fear, guilt, or resentment, it descends into lower vibrational states, what many call hell, but which are truly moments of spiritual disconnection. The divine insight from Cayce's readings emphasizes that these realms are fluid, ever-changing states of consciousness that the soul can traverse at will. The soul's evolution depends upon its ability to access higher frequencies within itself, to shed illusions and karma that obscure its divine nature. It is in the awakening to this inner power that the soul begins to perceive the true nature of the spiritual realms, dimensions of love, light, and eternal truth that exist beyond the illusions of the material world. The records serve as a sacred map, guiding the soul back to its divine origin. They teach us that the universe is an expression of divine consciousness, and that the spiritual realms are not distant destinations, but states of awareness available at any moment. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions act as keys, unlocking or closing the doors to these higher dimensions. When the soul seeks truth, when it strives for harmony and divine love, the records reveal that it is aligning itself with the highest aspects of creation. Nos registros, há também a revelação de que a alma busca o equilíbrio em sua jornada, aprendendo a harmonizar seus pensamentos e ações. This process involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all life and understanding that every experience is an opportunity for growth and divine refinement. The soul's ultimate goal is to realize its oneness with the divine, to awaken the Christ consciousness within, an awareness that transcends duality and illusion. The divine truth that emerges from these sacred records is that spiritual realms are not external realms to be reached after death, but states of consciousness that can be cultivated here and now. Through prayer, meditation, and inner reflection, the soul can access higher frequencies and align with the divine harmony that underpins all creation. The records are the divine mirror, reflecting our true nature and guiding us toward the realization that heaven and hell are states of mind, states of being, that we create through our alignment with divine truth or illusion. In the end, the records of the Akashic field reveal that the universe is an infinite, sacred library, an eternal testament to the divine journey of the soul. They show us that by understanding our past, embracing our present, and intentionally shaping our future, we participate actively in the divine orchestration of creation. The soul seeks the balance of love, truth, and divine light, knowing that within the depths of the spiritual realms, the true nature of reality, lies the eternal unity that unites all of us, beyond the illusions of separation and duality. Thus, dear seeker, remember, the true realms of heaven and hell are not distant places, but states of consciousness accessible through the awakening of your divine nature. The records reveal the sacred truth, your soul's divine blueprint, and remind us that the journey beyond the physical begins within, in the boundless depths of spiritual awareness and divine love. As we continue our sacred journey through the timeless corridors of the soul, the revelations from the Akashic Records deepen our understanding of the intricate dance between karma and spiritual evolution. The previous insights have shown us that heaven and hell are not merely places, outer realms to be feared or desired, but states of consciousness, reflections of the inner world shaped by our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Now, we venture further into the sacred mysteries, where karma acts as the divine law of balance, guiding the soul through cycles of incarnation and awakening. The records reveal that karma is not punishment nor reward in the conventional sense. Instead, it is the sacred mechanism through which the soul seeks harmony. Every thought, word, and deed imprints itself into the vast energetic tapestry of the universe, These imprints, called karmic cords, are like spiritual signatures that tether us to past actions, shaping our present experiences and forging the path ahead. This understanding is foundational, for it unveils the profound truth. We are co-creators of our reality, consciously or unconsciously crafting our destiny through the energy we emit. In the ancient and sacred archives, it is written that the soul's evolution is a process of balancing these energetic imprints. As we traverse the incarnational plane, our soul seeks to reconcile unresolved karma, to restore harmony within ourselves and with all life. Each incarnation becomes a chapter, a unique opportunity to transmute, release, and transcend the burdens of accumulated cause and effect. The records show that the soul is relentless in its pursuit of balance, driven by an intrinsic desire to evolve toward the divine perfection that is its true nature. This process of balancing karma is deeply intertwined with conscious awareness. When the soul awakens to its divine purpose and recognizes its power to influence its reality, it begins to act with greater intention and compassion. The spirit, in its purest essence, seeks to align with divine love, a force that dissolves the illusion of separation and heals old wounds. As the records reveal, it is through acts of kindness, forgiveness, and self-awareness that the soul clears the energetic imprints that no longer serve its highest good. Yet it is crucial to understand that karma is not merely retribution for past misdeeds. Instead, it is a teacher, a mirror reflecting both our shadows and our light. When the soul encounters challenges or suffering, these are opportunities for growth and insight, not merely punishments. The records emphasize that every experience, whether perceived as positive or negative, carries the potential for spiritual refinement. The soul's journey involves embracing these lessons, understanding their purpose, and transforming them into wisdom. In the context of the earthly and celestial realms, karma manifests as a bridge, a link between our current state of consciousness and our soul's evolutionary trajectory. It influences not only our external circumstances, but also our inner states of being. The records reveal that the energetic imprints from previous lives continue to ripple through our current incarnation, subtly guiding our thoughts, beliefs, and reactions. This is why inner work, meditation, prayer, self-reflection is essential. By consciously examining and releasing old patterns, we free ourselves from the chains of past karma, opening the door to higher states of awareness. Moreover, the Akashic archives disclose the importance of intention. When actions are performed with pure intent, rooted in love and service, the karmic consequences are aligned with divine harmony. Conversely, actions born of fear, ego, or selfishness create energetic blockages and imbalance. The spirit seeks to cultivate virtues, compassion, humility, patience, that serve as catalysts for healing and growth. Such virtues act as spiritual alchemy, transforming heavy karma into light. The records also highlight that the journey of balancing karma is ongoing, not linear. Sometimes, what appears as a setback is, in fact, a vital part of the soul's preparation for greater achievement. The soul's divine blueprint includes lessons of surrender, trust, and humility. When the soul recognizes that all experiences are opportunities for learning, it shifts from a reactive stance to one of conscious creation. It begins to see challenges as opportunities to refine its energetic signature, aligning more closely with divine consciousness. In this sacred process, the concept of divine grace plays a vital role. Grace is the unmerited blessing, the divine assistance that helps us transcend karma's limitations. The records reveal that when the soul seeks divine guidance, humbly surrendering to the higher will, it activates a flow of grace that dissolves karmic burdens and accelerates spiritual progress. This is the essence of spiritual mastery, understanding that while karma is a powerful teacher, divine grace is an even greater force that can rewrite the soul's energetic script. The ultimate goal of balancing karma is not simply to escape the cycle of reincarnation, but to awaken to the realization that the soul's true nature is pure consciousness, unbounded, eternal, and inherently divine. As the soul aligns with this divine truth, it moves beyond the illusion of separation, experiencing states of pure awareness that transcend duality. The records reveal that such states are accessible to all who seek earnestly and with a sincere heart. In closing, the sacred archives whisper a timeless truth. The soul's journey is one of divine harmony. Karma, in its divine wisdom, ensures that every action, thought, and intention is accounted for, serving as a mirror of our inner state. The soul seeks to balance these energetic imprints through love, compassion, and enlightened awareness. As we delve into the depths of our being, embracing the lessons encoded in our karmic patterns, we uncover the divine purpose of our incarnation, to evolve into beings of luminous consciousness, embodying the Christ consciousness that unites all creation. Remember, dear seeker, the records reveal that true mastery lies not in avoiding karma, but in understanding it as a sacred gift, an opportunity to refine the soul and draw closer to the divine. The journey is eternal, the lessons infinite, and the potential for divine harmony within every moment of conscious awareness. In the silent depths of the soul, where the threads of divine memory intertwine with the present moment, lies a profound truth revealed through the sacred records and the insights of Edgar Cayce. As we continue our sacred journey into understanding the nature of reality, we are called to explore a most elusive and powerful illusion, the illusion of duality. It is within this illusion that many become lost, believing in an external realm of reward and punishment, heaven and hell, as if they are separate, fixed states outside our very consciousness. Yet, as the records reveal, the truth is far more subtle and deeply rooted in the evolving awareness of the individual soul. The concept of duality has long been woven into the fabric of human perception. From the earliest times, civilizations have envisioned realms of divine reward or infernal punishment, visions of heaven and hell as distant, external destinations. But the divine wisdom in Cayce's readings discloses that these are not merely external places, but states of consciousness, intricately rooted in our spiritual evolution. The soul, in its journey through countless lifetimes, seeks to transcend this illusion, a veil that clouds the true nature of spirit, the unity of all that is. The records reveal that heaven and hell are not static locations but dynamic states of awareness, vibrational frequencies within the consciousness of the individual. It is through the lens of individual perception that these states manifest. When the soul is aligned with love, forgiveness, and understanding, it enters a state of higher consciousness, a divine harmony that Cayce often described as heavenly. Conversely, when the soul is caught in fear, regret, anger, or hatred, it dwells in a lower vibrational state, an illusion of separation, suffering, and darkness, often labeled as hell. This distinction is crucial to understanding the true nature of spiritual growth. In Cayce's visions, it is emphasized that these are not permanent destinations, but transient states, opportunities for the soul to recognize its true divine nature. The soul's journey is one of awakening, peeling away the layers of illusion until it perceives the divine within itself and all creation. The records reveal that the soul's perception of heaven or hell is directly correlated with its level of consciousness, how deeply it understands its divine origin and its connection to the infinite. Within the sacred Akashic Records, it is written that the soul's experience of these states is akin to a mirror reflecting its inner spiritual condition. When the soul seeks truth, embraces love, and strives for spiritual harmony, it aligns with the higher vibrations, an awakening that Cayce often described as the Christ consciousness. In this state, the soul perceives itself as part of the divine unity, and the suffering of duality dissolves into understanding and compassion. This is not a distant goal but a present reality accessible through conscious awareness and spiritual practice. Yet many remain entrapped in the illusion of duality because of unawareness. They perceive reality as a battleground of good and evil, reward and punishment, heaven and hell, outside themselves. The records reveal that this perception is a reflection of the soul's level of consciousness, an illusion rooted in the forgetfulness of its divine origin. When the soul awakens to the understanding that these states are within, that they are created by the mind and the heart, it begins to see beyond the veil of duality. The key to transcending this illusion lies in recognizing that the mind, with all its judgments and perceptions, is a tool that can either bind or liberate. Cayce's teachings emphasize that the soul's true nature is eternal, divine, and unchanging, beyond the transient states of duality. As the soul awakens to its divine essence, It learns to see beyond appearances, to discern the illusion from the truth, a process that involves deep inner reflection, forgiveness, and the conscious cultivation of love. The records also speak of the importance of spiritual growth, of the soul's continual striving to embody the qualities of Christ consciousness. For Cayce, the ultimate reality is that heaven and hell are states of consciousness rooted in individual awareness and spiritual development. They are not fixed destinations, but opportunities for the soul to recognize its divine nature and to align more fully with it. The journey involves dissolving the illusions of separation by embodying forgiveness, compassion, and understanding, transforming the perception of duality into unity. In essence, the soul's evolution is a process of awakening from the illusion of duality into the awareness of divine oneness. As Cayce's readings reveal, understanding this truth is the key to liberation from suffering. When the soul recognizes that heaven and hell are states of consciousness, it is empowered to choose higher vibrational states through love and spiritual practice. This recognition transforms the perceived external battles into internal victories, a journey back to the consciousness of Christ, the divine within. And so, dear seeker, remember that the divine plan is rooted in awakening, not punishment. The illusion of duality is a veil that the soul can lift through conscious effort and divine grace. The records reveal that your true nature is eternal, perfect, and unified with all creation. As you deepen your awareness, you will see that heaven and hell are not distant realms but reflections of your own inner state, an invitation to transcend the illusion and embody the divine light that you are. In the sacred silence of your heart, listen to the wisdom that Cayce's teachings impart. The journey is inward. The states of bliss or suffering are merely the chapters of your soul's ongoing awakening, each one an opportunity to remember your divine origin and to step into the fullness of your Christed consciousness. Remember, the universe is not punishing or rewarding. It is revealing to you the power of your own perception, your own spiritual growth, and your eternal journey toward unity with the divine. In the sacred silence of the soul's deepest chamber, the records reveal that the journey toward understanding the true nature of existence leads us inexorably toward the consciousness of the Christ. It is not merely a figure of historical significance, nor an external deity revered from afar. Rather, it is the divine state of consciousness that resides within every awakened soul, waiting to be awakened, integrated, and fully realized. As the depths of the previous revelations have shown, heaven and hell are states of perception, not distant realms, and as we ascend in spiritual awareness, we come to recognize that the Christ consciousness embodies the ultimate harmony, the unity, love, and divinity that are our true inheritance. The consciousness of the Christ is, in essence, the awakening to the divine within, an acknowledgement that the divine spark is not separate from us, but integral to our very being. This realization is the culmination of countless incarnations, the result of a soul's relentless pursuit of truth, love, and divine union. The records indicate that when we open ourselves fully to this awareness, we transcend the illusions of duality, good versus evil, heaven versus hell, and realize that these are merely reflections of the state of our consciousness. In the ancient times, Atlantis was a civilization that embodied the pursuit of divine knowledge and spiritual mastery. Yet, as the records reveal, many of the Atlantean souls fell into a blindness of materialism, forgetting the divine within and succumbing to egoic illusions. Still, within every Atlantean soul, and indeed every soul across the ages, the seed of Christ consciousness remains dormant, waiting for the moment of divine awakening. It is the divine blueprint encoded within the soul, the blueprint of unity, love, and oneness with all creation. When we speak of Christ consciousness, we speak of a state where the soul recognizes itself as an expression of the divine, an expression of pure love and infinite compassion. It is not a state achieved through external rituals alone, but a profound shift in perception, an awakening to the realization that the divine resides within us, through us, and as us. The records reveal that this awakening is the only true liberation from the cycle of karma and the illusions of duality. It is the conscious recognition that we are in essence divine beings temporarily wearing the garment of form. The journey inward toward Christ consciousness is an act of divine remembering. As the soul seeks to regain awareness of its original nature, it begins to shed the layers of illusion, fear, guilt, separation that obscure the light of the divine. This process involves the purification of the heart and mind, cultivating humility, unconditional love, and compassion. The soul's journey is a path of surrender, letting go of egoic desires and aligning with the divine will as expressed through the heart. It is in this surrender that the soul begins to resonate at the frequency of unity, a frequency that echoes the consciousness of Christ. The consciousness of Christ is also a state of universal love, a love that knows no boundaries, no conditions, no limitations. It is the love that heals, that unites, and that reveals the divine presence in every other. As the records disclose, the Christ consciousness brings about a profound sense of interconnectedness, the understanding that all life is sacred and that every soul is on its own sacred journey towards divine realization. This love is not passive, it is active, radiating through acts of kindness, forgiveness, and service to others. Furthermore, the records reveal that the Christ consciousness is the ultimate state of spiritual awakening because it embodies the realization of divine unity. It is the awareness that the divine is not outside us, but within us, an omnipresent, unchanging reality. When the soul fully embraces this, the illusions of separation fall away, and life becomes a sacred expression of divine love in motion. The soul no longer sees itself as a separate fragment, but recognizes itself as a divine whole, interconnected with all of creation. This realization is intimately tied to the concept of the registros akashikos, these divine records that contain the eternal truths of the soul's journey. Within the Akashic Records, the soul can access the divine blueprint of its divine potential, understanding its purpose, its lessons, and its divine origins. The records reveal that the Christ consciousness is encoded there, a sacred seed that, once activated, transforms the entire being into an instrument of divine love and light. The awakening to Christ consciousness is not an event, but a process, a gradual unfolding of divine awareness. It requires patience, humility, and perseverance. The soul must confront its shadows, forgive its past mistakes, and consciously choose love over fear. As the soul aligns more deeply with divine truth, it begins to mirror the qualities of Christ: mercy, compassion, humility, and unwavering faith. In the final analysis, the consciousness of the Christ is the highest expression of spiritual evolution, an attainment that signifies the soul's realization of its divine origin and its unity with all that is. It is the divine state where the individual recognizes that the kingdom of heaven is not somewhere outside, but within, the divine light shining brightly in every heart. When the soul embodies this consciousness, it becomes a beacon of divine love in the world, a living testament to the truth that we are all expressions of the divine, eternally linked through love, consciousness, and divine purpose. The records reveal that the journey toward Christ consciousness is the true purpose of the soul's incarnation, an unending quest to remember, to awaken, and to embody the divine within. As we proceed on this sacred path, we come to understand that the ultimate awakening is not an external achievement, but an internal realization, the conscious recognition that we are and always have been divine beings reflecting the divine light that reigns supreme in all creation. And so, dear seeker, know that within you lies the seed of Christ consciousness, a divine spark awaiting your conscious acknowledgement. When you choose love over fear, humility over pride, and unity over separation, you awaken the divine within and step into the eternal embrace of the divine consciousness of the Christ. In this sacred union, all illusions dissolve, and you become a luminous expression of divine love, an instrument of light in the eternal dance of creation. Remember, the divine spark within you is eternal and waiting to be awakened through love, compassion, and conscious awareness. The journey of the soul is a sacred unfolding, an ongoing awakening to the Christ consciousness that resides within all of us. As you embrace your divine nature and transcend the illusions of duality, you step into the fullness of your spiritual destiny, becoming a luminous beacon of unity and divine love. I invite you now to share your insights below, your reflections on this sacred path. Subscribe to continue this exploration and share this message with others who seek to awaken their divine light. Together, let us illuminate the world with the truth of our eternal nature.